right. Hey, guys, I am meteorologist Ben Peine in the house here this morning. We're getting going on August 12th. We are now up to August 12th on this Tuesday. This has been at 10. This is your local weather show here in Southern Indiana and beyond. So we actually have something to talk about today. We are going to be tracking our best chance of storms today and tomorrow as a front gets closer to the area. Many of us need that rainfall. I'm hoping my yard can get some of that rain either today or tomorrow. And then we have more heat and humidity, a little mini heat wave beyond a little bit later this week. So we're pretty dry Thursday through the weekend. And then we're going to be looking maybe at a chance of some relief maybe late next week. So we got plenty to talk about. Also, there's a new tropical storm, could become a major hurricane. We're going to be looking at all this here in just a moment. There's a live look outside right now at just a lot of sunshine to start off this Tuesday here at the corner of Vincennes and Market in uptown New Albany, Indiana. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up to the stage here. This is the current radar and satellite. Sunny sky for all of us until you head up to the northwest. And that's the closest rain really heading up toward Terre Haute, moving through Vincennes. But later today, I think we'll see the radar beginning to light up, and we'll take a look at that future radar here in just a second. And then, as I mentioned a little bit later, talking about this tropical system, this is the fifth named storm of the hurricane season. That is Aaron, moving to the west at about 23 miles per hour, winds at around 40 miles per hour. And the forecast has it potentially becoming a Category 1 or 2 as we head toward the weekend. That is, look at that forecast track with maximum winds at around 106 miles per hour. And that is, again, that will stay, looks like, to the north of San Juan. These are the spaghetti plots, we call them here, the tropical weather models. And you can see them taking it hopefully off of the east coast of the United States. So quick little tropical update there for you. And let me get rid of my little drawing there as we head back here. You can see really dry over the western United States, and then here at home, getting a little better chance of that rainfall for today. So we don't typically dig into the weather models right off the bat, but I just want to give you kind of an idea of what we could see later on today as we bring up the future radar. But here's just kind of a quick glance. This is the NAM 3 kilometer. As I take this into the afternoon, we start to see the development of some potentially heavy downpours kind of scattered out and about. I think, you know, late afternoon, early evening is probably going to be our best shot at that. There you can see that is a snapshot at 4 p.m. It's not going to be exact. It just shows you the kind of activity that could pop up. I don't think everybody's going to get that rainfall for today, but there you can see at least we have that potential out there for today. And going to bring up the current conditions out there as well, as things are a little bit steamy. You can see our live feed up right there, interactive radar, 7-day forecast. This is all at extolmag.com/weather, where you can find all these weather tools anytime you want, all for free here for you. Thanks for watching, and thanks for dropping in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any weather questions, this is, of course, your show right here in Southern Indiana and beyond. So again, things are quiet around our region. You can see that rain up towards Terre Haute as we add in the temperatures, start to heat things up well into the 80s in most locations. 85 in downtown Louisville right now, lower 80s over most of Southern Indiana. And of course, those temperatures tick up minute by minute as the sun continues to rise in the sky. So again, going to be a steamy one out there today. Again, in the low 90s, hit 93 at the official weather observation station at the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport yesterday. You also add on the humidity. It can feel like around 95 to 100. We were sweating out there yesterday. My son and I played some golf out at Hidden Creek over in Sellersburg yesterday evening, and we were soaking wet, not because of any rain, just because of the sweat factor out there. So again, thanks for joining us on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine. And just looking over some comments here that are popping in. As always, the first one jumping on the program here, Beverly Haggis joining from beautiful Borden Valley, Indiana. And Tim Furnish not liking the brutal heat and humidity, getting more brutal, it looks like, as we head into the weekend, and that's going to be topping our weather headlines as well. Here are the weather headlines since Tim brought it up. The best storm chances are going to be today and Wednesday, but after Wednesday, we're looking hot and dry Thursday through the weekend. We may see some mid-90s, heat index over 100 for this weekend. Going to be a good time to try to keep by a body of water, the pool, the lake, the river, whatever it might be. But it's going to be muggy all week and likely pretty muggy through the middle of next week as well. So that is what we're going to be digging into here in just a second. We've got a good morning here from Orlean Whitlow. What do you think the fall forecast is going to look like? I love fall in Hodgenville. I'm hoping we can keep this train of beautiful falls going. I feel like ever since 2020, we've had some really nice falls. So I'll just say a good chance of some nice weather. We're going to be, I think we're like, 41 days away, something like that, from average highs in the 70s. So we'll get there. And a good morning from Vicki Berger in Salem right now. And we've got B Local 502. 4 of us are going to Noblesville, Indiana, Saturday evening for the Little Big Town concert. We'll be leaving from New Albany around 4. So I think you're going to be hot and dry out there. We were at Dave Matthews, I don't know, over a month ago out there at, Ruoff? And it was a hot one as well. Perry Porter, back from Lafayette. Welcome back home there, Perry, and thanks for tuning in. Rita Grimes, a good morning to you as well. All right, let me go ahead and bring something else up here as well. I want to give a shout out to our partners just right after another look outside. We'll wait for this to load up here for just 1 second. There we go. Oh, we had it. There we go. So just always like to take a peek here at the Falls of the Ohio. Foundation.org camera. Again, it is full force sunshine, very high UV index out there until maybe a few of us get that cooling shower chance. And I want to give you a reminder too, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home, the roof of your home. If you need that protection, they've got you covered. Pun intended. Lions Roofing out of Memphis, Indiana, family-owned company here covering Indiana and Kentucky. Call them 812-294-3595, or as always, you can log on here to lionsroofingco.com and you can get your free estimates, learn all about the company and their services, commercial, residential, new home builds, and it goes hand in hand with insurance. So I recommend to you Michael Long with AmFam, American Family Insurance. Go to amfam.com, just search Michael Long. He's been helping our family out for years and years, and there's 163 reviews you can check out. So if you need a quote, he's got you covered as well. Proud to be an American Star Certified Agency, excellence in customer service. And if you need an opportunity, head over to Libbs Paving, L-I-B-B as in Ben, S, paving.com. Top asphalt paving contractor, family owned and operated out of Floyd's Knobs. And they have a bunch of available opportunities here for you. So if you go to the careers page, of course, you can learn a lot more about the company, their services, their benefits, and you can just click on their job openings. And again, there's a project manager opening. Click learn more, apply for the job. Boom, there you go. Level up your career here at Ivy Tech. They've got a big day today, by the way. You can head to locations, Sellersburg. They've got the nation's first ETC program. What in the heck is that? So that is the U.S. Army, the Indiana National Guard, developing the nation's first enlisted training corps program. There's a signing in ceremony at Ogle Hall, room 181 today, with Lieutenant General Johnny Davis, Commanding General of the United States Army Recruiting Command, Brigadier General Larry Munich from the Indiana National Guard, and Dr. Marty Polio, you may have heard that name, former JCPS, and now president of Ivy Tech Community College. So with that, I want to show you this just to learn a little bit more about what's going on. 2:30 today, Ivy Tech, nation's first ETC program. Coming at Community Hub. But let's talk about the Enlisted Training Corps program, the nation's first program. Can you tell us a little bit of what's happening with this, why it's getting started, and what to expect?
Well, it's partnered with Ivy Tech because Ivy Tech is such an awesome school to prepare students for a career. Okay, when we also realized that a lot of those students might want a career in the military, as it also relates to public service. So
Okay.
it's kind of preparing a student that wants a career in public service to merge that with the military, or vice versa, or
Okay.
use their military career to merge that with public service.
So this is a partnership with the U.S. Army and the Indiana National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do students need to do to get plugged into this program?
So the ETC course, the Enlistment Training Corps, is the second part of fall.
Okay.
The course I'm teaching is an IVT course, which is a student success course, and that is the first part. The second 4 weeks of the first 8 weeks, I know that sounds confusing, of fall. It is a free course, and it prepares the student for, gives them skills and core values and whatnot to succeed in the college. But being that it is geared toward public service, we're going to gear all those values toward that profession as well.
So what, if they're interested in military service, what kind of training are they going to get?
They're going to get a lot of, so I'm not teaching that part of it. So the Army's actually bringing their own instructors in for the ETC, which is awesome. But their basic curriculum is basically what to expect in basic training, military history, ethics, and what skills they're going to need to succeed while they're.
So kind of model up ROTC.
It is kind of model like ROTC.
Yes. And then for post-secondary education. So, so students interested in military, if you've got family or friends, child, grandchild, again, you can learn on ivtech.edu online about all the different dozens of programs that you guys have offered here. There you go, Matthew Marshall, Ivy Tech instructor, former Indiana State Police. Thanks to all that they do. Again, becoming a community hub there with the Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus. So again, if you're just popping on, we got a lot to talk about for today. We got our highest storm chances of the week. You probably need it. I probably need it. My yard needs it. The gardens and the farm fields, everything getting too dry out there. So we've got a decent shot at that. So let's go ahead and take a look again. The rain right now just out to the west of Terre Haute. This is the extolmag.com/weather interactive radar that you can find right there at any time. And I'm going to bring up the forecast here after we bring up the radar. Once again, this is a look at the potential, at least, the future radar of the activity later this afternoon. So this is the NAM 3-kilometer weather model showing the development of scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Will it be that widespread? I've got some doubts, but I would like it to be that widespread across the area. As we bring up the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, I'm going to back this up. That's at 10 p.m. So let's go to basically right now. It's picking up a little bit of that activity, which is good to our northwest. That means it's initializing pretty good. As we go into the afternoon, it's just kind of showing a field of cumulus clouds. We might start to see them grow by the end of the show. Those puffy white cumulus clouds start to grow big enough to produce some showers and thunderstorms. Here's 3 p.m. And then as we go to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, starting to see some activity. It's showing a better chance in Kentucky, and so was the NAM 3-kilometer. But there you can see that chance of the pop-up showers and thunderstorms at around 6 p.m. today. And then that's at 7 o'clock. There's very little wind in the atmosphere, so we don't have that ingredient for severe weather. So the severe weather threat is very, very low. In fact, we're not under a threat of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. So that's at 8 p.m. Now with this front coming into the vicinity, I'll say, of the area, there could be some showers and thunderstorms that last into the late night hours as well. This is around 2 a.m. showing a rain chance. So if you don't get the rain chance this afternoon or this evening, maybe during the overnight, you'll have a passing shower that moves on through, which would be actually a good time to water the lawns and gardens across the area. And then we're going to keep a chance of some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. This front will kind of wash out, fizzle out, and then we're back to mainly dry and just hot conditions for the rest of this week. So I wanted to give you a look at the future radar first. I know typically we wait until about 10:20 to dig into that weather model data, but wanted to start off with that. And we're about to dig into that forecast. We had some comments popping in. We have Beverly Haggis saying, this is the last day I'll be on until next Tuesday, going to Indy tomorrow and then to Tennessee for a wedding. Busy time, but a happy time for Beverly. But thanks for always watching. Erica, good morning from Charlestown. Good morning to Gail Lemons tuning in there. And Alice Young saying, not too bad on the walk this morning. Good for you getting out on that morning walk. Had several people comment that it was a nice clear morning, humidity not too terrible out there this morning. And Mike Sievert, thanks for tuning in to the show as well this morning. So again, as we take a look at the graphics here, as I add them back on, there we go. Quick reminder, since we were just talking about our partners here, if you ever want to give me a question about weather that I can dig deeper into or add weather graphics, I don't know if you're a farmer or you're an outdoor worker or how weather might impact you. If you have a festival coming up in your area, let me know. You can email me, ben@extolmag.com, or if you just want to join us for advertising, marketing solutions, we can put your company up here on this show and different content that we have here through Extol Weather and Extol Media. You can email me more about that, ben@extolmag.com, jason@extolmag.com. So again, best storm chances today and tomorrow, looking pretty dry, Thursday through the weekend, then muggy all week and into much of next week. So looking ahead, we're going to have those 7 p.m. sunsets. So before 8 p.m. sunsets in 28 days, autumn beginning 41 days. Just after that, average highs in the 70s. Halloween now 80 days away. So that play ball forecast, 40% chance of some pop-up storms today. Just as muggy as it has been. We're looking at highs in the low 90s, probably feeling like around 95 to 100, and a south wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sarah Humphreys, got a good morning there. Thanks for tuning in. Carolyn Dash from Memphis, thank you for watching this morning. And Sarah saying, we really need the rain at west of Campbellsville, Kentucky. You are not alone. We all need that. And Mike asking, what do you think the cool down heading towards fall will occur? There's some indications, the European weather model and the GFS weather model showing maybe late next week, we might get a pretty decent cool down. So we'll continue to cross our fingers for that. And Jeanette Pierce with a good morning, loving this August weather. There you go, some positivity. And Joseph Rubel, thanks for tuning in. A beautiful day out there. It'll be beautiful if we can get some of these storms to fire up. That forecast summary, 91 our forecast high, 40% chance of those storms, partly sunny and muggy otherwise, and our sunset now at 8:39. And Mike saying, I'll be watching in mid-November from Thailand. Heck yeah, let's get some international views on this show. That would be a nice trip. 74 our low for tonight. We could keep a chance of a few showers and thunderstorms through the late overnight period, as some of the latest weather model data was hinting at. And so don't be surprised if you hear maybe a rumble of thunder during the wee hours tonight. Now, tomorrow for your Wednesday, August 13th, a lot like today, there might be a little better chance of a passing shower in the morning time and then a 40% chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. We'll go about 88 to high, probably mostly cloudy with that little better rain chance out there. Sunrise 6:56 and setting at 8:38 tomorrow. Here's the big 7-day forecast, which turns drier again. So again, we need that rainfall today and tomorrow. If we can get it, upper 80s the next couple of days and back to some lower 90s Friday and Saturday. It might be back to some mid 90s. I've got 95 rolling there for Sunday. Notice the warmer nighttime temperatures indicating we have the potential for just even muggier weather, meaning heat wave potential. That means a heat index over 100 degrees. So a lot of us probably not looking forward to that, but it is still August after all. So we've got to put up with it. And not only are we talking about that happening this time of the year in August and September, we're also talking about the tropics here a little bit. Let me add on this tropical track. So we've been watching this wave off of Africa here. So there you can see this is Tropical Storm Aaron moving to the west. So this is the official track here as we zoom in a little bit closer, becoming possibly a hurricane as we head toward the weekend. And then as we add on a little more observations here, here's the cone from the National Hurricane Center, getting a little bit close to Puerto Rico into the weekend, but should stay off to the north right now. And then you put on the forecast weather models. Most of the models, as we bring this up full screen here, show this potential major hurricane starting to take that turn to the north. So that would be good as we head into this weekend and into next week, keeping it off of the east coast of the United States. So, but it's just an indication that things are getting more active out there in the tropics. And then you got this other one that's tracking north of Hawaii out in the Pacific tropical system there. So both of the big oceans have a tropical system working. And us locally, we just have some showers off to our northwest, closer to Terre Haute, Indiana at this time. So that is what we're watching right now. And again, we'll pull up the future radar again, and we'll look at the long range outlook here in just a second. And you know what that means if we're going to go looking at the long range data. And we have the Happy Sunshine there in the corner, and we've got Big Happy here with the straight dark roast. All right, now we're getting going. Let's bring up the weather models. Always keeping an eye on the comments. Thanks for dropping in there. Mike's saying if it does it looks like it will hit Jacksonville, Florida. Is that no? I would say that is not correct. I think that would stay off into the open waters of the Atlantic. Right now is the forecast. So we'll keep our fingers crossed as well that that potential hurricane Aaron, 5th named storm of the hurricane season, will stay far away from not only the east coast of the United States, but sometimes we can be impacted by those tropical systems with rain and damaging winds. We had the leftovers of Hurricane Ike move through here in the 2008. Was that September 14th, 2008, right around the Ryder Cup time at Valhalla? I'm sure everybody watching remembers that. Bringing up the dew point map, this is, of course, the comfort factor for this time of the year. And the dew points are obviously very high throughout the region. So everything in the blue, in the green is uncomfortable weather. It is pretty tropical out there. So our dew points are now back in the low 70s. It's a little bit worse with the tropical air down in the southeast, where I see a dew point of around 79 in Augusta, Georgia, mid 70s, upper 70s around the Gulf Coast. The big question this time of the year is when can we get a good Canadian front to move through? So that means we're going to start to dig into the longer range weather model data here for you. But first, very quickly, just because we do have a chance of storms today, some could be on the strong side, but the severe weather threat would stay incredibly low for our area. In fact, there is no risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. There's level 1 out of 2 in the severe weather risk categories, basically northwestern half of Indiana and the northeastern half portion of Illinois. So that's for today. Very low threat anywhere, really, of severe weather for today. And then tomorrow we've got a chance of storms as well. We are under no risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. So that is all good there for us. And then before we start to dig into that long range data, here is the Climate Predictions 6 to 10 day outlook showing above normal temperatures, above normal chances of above normal temperatures. I always mess that up, but there you can see pretty hot United States here over the next 6 to 10 days. So now we need to bring up the future look at, let's go precipitable water first, and then we're gonna look at the long range data here at 10:24. Then we'll recap the forecast in case you're coming on a little bit later in the show, and then we'll wrap things up after that. So getting into the longer range data here. So this is actually the dew point map. I'll get into the precipitable water here in just a second. Let's go ahead and go to dew points. Okay, so this is today, and if we go ahead all the way to next Tuesday, let's just jump ahead a week. That's going to be what, the 9th? So today, 13th. Yeah, Tuesday the 19th. Well, that's where we'll go here. It's not changed. All right. So whatever we're feeling out there now, we're going to feel, it looks like, a week from now. So now, is there any hope beyond that? Let's go to Wednesday of next week. What we're seeing here from Canada is this back door front, or maybe a little bit of a wind shift to maybe try to spill in a tad bit of relief by the middle of next week, or perhaps the end of next week. But it's kind of a close call there if that is going to drop in by next Wednesday. We go to next Thursday, the 21st, and it shows just a tad bit of a lowering in the dew points. Let's see if we can. So that would be more comfortable for sure. So we might be able to sneak in, wedge in some slightly drier air instead of dew points in the 70s, which is what we have out there, very tropical. Maybe we can feel a little bit better around next Thursday, the 21st. But what we really want is that fall feeling in the air. Can we do that? So I'm going to go to the 22nd here. This will be next Friday. It looks muggy. Going to the 23rd, that would be Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. So this is what we're watching. This is what the GFS and the European weather model were both showing, a pretty potent Canadian front winning the battle, having the strength to really clear out the air, not only potentially drop the humidity levels, but also maybe significantly drop the temperatures. So that is not this weekend, it's the following weekend with that potential there. I'm going into now, boy, this is the 24th, and that is the relief right there. So that's a little ways away, the 24th. So looking, obviously towards the end of August, but this would be an amazing change. Dew points in the 40s, you're not going to know what to do with yourself. It's going to feel so fantastic if we can get that kind of air to move into our area. So that is a look at the dew point temperature, but what about the actual temperature? What's it showing here? And it's showing 70s across the region. Could this be a tease? It could be a tease. Sometimes the long-range weather models change their tune, but there's our hope. There's our hope. And with that, I will go ahead and we will go ahead and draw on that air right there, the big, happy face, sunshine guy. So let's hope that happens. Again, that is some big time relief right there. Not this weekend, maybe around the following weekend. And then this is a look at the precipitable water. And look at the clean out here. You're just shoving the tropical air down back where it belongs there over the Gulf and the Atlantic coast. Lillian, I hope the computer starts acting better there for you. But thanks for tuning in this morning from the Litchfield, Kentucky area. So how about that, guys? What do you think? Let's try to keep that going. We're going to be looking at that day by day, the European and the GFS weather model, hoping to keep that big time relief on the way late next week. So again, that is the 24th, which would be a couple Sundays from now. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, maybe. We're looking real nice. Looking real nice there. So that has been, guys, Diane Bowerson, that's looking good. We'll have to wait. Yeah, we got to get through another week of this or so, maybe a tad bit of relief next Wednesday, Thursday, but the big time relief maybe a couple weekends from now. So that has been Ben on a limb right there. All right, so that's what we're looking at. We'll continue to, again, monitor day by day if we can continue to keep that relief in the forecast there for you. Again, if you're just popping on, let me go ahead and bring back up the future radar for today and tomorrow, as that's kind of the main thing for now. So I'm going to go to the HRRR high resolution rapid refresh weather model. and go to the reflectivity. Reflectivity it's called reflectivity, by the way, because the radar sends out a beam, and then it hits a raindrop, and that reflects back and gets recorded. So a reflection of the raindrops is what we're looking at, future radar here. And this is at 2 p.m. Starting to see a little bit of pop-up activity out there. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's trending a little bit better in Kentucky, but a few runs ago, this updates every hour, so a few hours ago, it was showing a better chance over Indiana, and I can show you that here in just a second too. So that's showing you kind of the nature of the scattered showers and thunderstorms that are going to be possible later on today, as we bring up a little different version here. All right, so this one is latched on to the potential mostly in Kentucky, but the kind of random pop-ups, so it could really pop up anywhere. And then it has some stuff holding together into the later night hours. So this is going into the overnight, might have a rain chance. So don't give up if you don't get the rain today. Maybe it's overnight, you get a shower to pop through. And then I'm going to head into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Not a whole lot out there, it doesn't look like. But it shows the potential for some more pop-ups tomorrow afternoon as well. So kind of about a 40% chance. Some of this kind of hit or miss. Some of us will get missed, unfortunately. But at least we have the potential of some good downpours here, which a lot of areas need. Going to be slow movers too. If you get caught under one of these downpours, could linger for a while and produce some ponding of water on the roadways. I'm going to go back to right around now with the NAM 3-kilometer weather model and take this into the afternoon. This is at 3 o'clock. Here's 4 o'clock. It's got a little more widespread chance of some showers and thunderstorms, as you can see here. Not sure if we'll actually see that much. That seems like it's kind of overdone. But hey, we would take that solution as well, both showing at least the potential for this afternoon. Not sure which one would you want. Do you want this more widespread version of the high-resolution weather model data? This is the NAM showing kind of a big blob, a big cluster of some showers and thunderstorms moving through the area late afternoon into the early evening time. Or do you want the HRRR weather model, the HRRR, showing just kind of some random spotty stuff? I'll take the NAM. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see. We'll revisit tomorrow morning and see which weather model does better. Is it going to be random little pop-ups here and there like the HRRR, or is it going to be the more widespread, bigger cluster of showers and thunderstorms like the NAM weather model says? There's also another weather model that is a high-resolution version. It's the WRF, and we can take a look at what it says for today. And it shows a pretty good scattering of some showers and thunderstorms later today. This is at around 5 p.m., 6 o'clock. And see, its bias is for southern Indiana, seeing a little better chance of some rain today. So no matter what model you look at, they're all showing at least a decent potential of some of these scattered storms today, potentially producing some locally heavy rain, that kind of tropical, torrential type if you get caught under it. Because we're loaded with moisture out there. Dew points are in the 70s, and some lightning and thunder. When the thunder roars, head indoors, and maybe the potential. If the only time really with an atmosphere like this that we would get severe potential is if one of these storms collapses, and then you get kind of a microburst, very localized. It can sometimes produce some tree and power line damage. But very brief, very, very localized. It's not from like an organized system or an organized thunderstorm. It's just a cell kind of collapses. They only last, they'll pop up for maybe like a half hour, and then they kind of wash themselves out because they're just sitting here. They don't have a feed. They put down an outflow boundary, rain cooled air, and they kind of choke themselves out, and then they fall apart. But those outflow boundaries that we see, if we see one later today, I'll post it on Facebook with the radar animation. But the outflow boundary goes out, and then they can kind of collide with other outflow boundaries, and then it'll be the trigger, kind of the ramp to get some other showers and thunderstorms to fire up. So that's very much the nature of the thunderstorm activity this time of the year. So like this, if this were a thunderstorm later today, it might last a half hour, 45 minutes. Once it collapses, it'll put down a rain-cooled outflow boundary that spreads out pretty much in all directions. And then that might collide with another outflow boundary. And then oftentimes we could see the development of additional showers and thunderstorms. So sometimes they create these little collisions, and then it keeps the potential of some scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area. So very, very low threat of any severe weather around our area. But again, the only isolated potential is really from collapsing thunderstorm, downburst winds, put down an outflow boundary, and maybe creates another thunderstorm in some other spots. So that's what we have out there for today. I'm going to bring back up the forecast for some of you guys tuning on a little bit late. Speaking of that, we've got El Devo, Laura, watching a little bit late from from YouTube. By the way, thanks for watching from YouTube. We post every day there on Extol Media, EXTOL. Hit that red button, like or subscribe. We're getting those numbers up day by day. And Vicky earlier saying it's sounding good. Lillian saying getting hot here, 84 degrees already. And for you, Laura, tuning in a little bit late, we're gonna jump right back on that forecast here in just a second. Here at 10:36. And Jeanette saying some rain showers sounds really good here in Litchfield, Kentucky area. You're not alone. I think almost all of us could use some of that rainfall. There's been just some very isolated areas that have been getting some very localized rain the last couple of days. And we got Tammy Morton. Thanks for tuning in, and Vicky Robel. And I did remember. Thank you very much. And thanks for watching on the YouTube as well. And stay tuned to the Extol Media YouTube page. We might have some additional offerings down the road that you'll want to pay attention to. Meaning that if we get severe weather, or maybe it's winter weather, you never know what we're going to get around here. Obviously, no winter weather anytime soon. But we may go on at different times of the day, not just Ben at 10. So if you hit the subscribe button, you're going to get that notification, or you'll see us pop up more on your YouTube, our live stream there. So we're here to give you that content whenever it is needed. Here's a look now at what's happening and looking ahead at the forecast. So your August the 12th, best storm chances today and tomorrow, dry, at least mostly dry, Thursday through the weekend. Muggy, muggy, muggy all week long. And how many days until? Looking at the hope here. Before 8 p.m. sunsets, 28 days. Fall begins, 41 days. That's right around September 22nd. Average highs in the 70s, 43 days Halloween, and 80 days. In the forecast today, lower 90s this afternoon, feeling maybe like the mid 90s out there. 40% chance of pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And that's basically what I just said there with the forecast summary for today with our sunset at 8:39. 74 for that low for tonight with that shower or thunderstorm possible. Still during the overnight hours, might have some passing showers. Our sun up at around 6:56. And Laura saying, I could use a little cooler weather. Need to get some outside work done before winter time. It has been, I'm with you there, Laura, because there are areas around the woods that has just grown literally like a weed this growing season. And I'm waiting. It's probably not until late October, maybe, until we get a good frost before I'll be able to get out there and do the trimming and beating back the woods that always tries to take over, especially around the cabin and things like that. So no biggie, though. We'll get around to it. And eventually we'll get that cooler weather. Got to do some chopping of the wood and get ready for winter time as well for our wood stove that heats our house. And Laura says, yep. And fences, got to do some painting too. I could do some power washing. I mean, the list around the house, I call it whack-a-mole. You get one thing done, another pops up. Home ownership, there's always something to do. Here is the forecast tomorrow for your August 13th. A lot like today. Just going to go upper 80s for highs. I think we'll have a few extra clouds around and still a good chance of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. 89 our normal high, 70 our normal low. our sun up at 6:56 and our sunset at 8:38. And so today's the 12th, the 19th. So we're 1 week away from when we dropped from a normal high of 89 to 88, meaning that our hottest stretch of weather, climatologically speaking, our normal hottest period of weather throughout the year comes to an end. And we're now heading down, kind of degree by degree on average for the rest of the year until our coldest part of the year in January. UV index very high, 9 to 10 out there. And so enjoy that sunshine if you're going to be outside, but sunscreen and stay hydrated as well. And then hopefully for me, and maybe for you, we'll get that chance of some rain popping up later on today. Let's take a look outside live here in Uptown New Albany at the corner of Benson's and Market at the Extol Media Studios. And not seeing those puffy cumulus clouds popping up just yet out there. As we take a look at another camera here in just 1 second as I load that. But again, you can see it's pretty much full force sunshine across the region right now. The sun angle getting a little bit lower day by day. A good day for a bike ride. Break out the Harley. And let me remove that and bring this back up. There's a look at what is that, a vulture? Not a buzzard, a vulture cruising on through or right over the top of the fossil beds there along the Ohio River, along the New Albany and the Clarksville waterfront. Not seeing anybody out there yet. Just waiting for the camera to pan back to the east, looking towards the southwestern sky right here. Oh, there's one guy down there. This is provided, by the way, by the Falls of the Ohio.org camera. There's a few folks out there as well, right there where my cursor is, taking a stroll. Need to get out there. They do tours on the weekends. All right. So again, I want to mention as well, back to extolmag.com/weather, where you can find your weather resources and everything right here for you. And then you go to the interactive radar. And again, not much happening around our area, the closest there in Terre Haute. Sorry for the jumping around. My mouse is going crazy. And then our current temperatures, they are warming up, starting to see some mid 80s out there. Downtown 87 in Louisville. So we're starting to heat things up. So thanks for joining us there. And then join us here at lyonsroofingco.com. Lyons Roofing, Lyons, out of Memphis, Indiana, family owned, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, not only here in Indiana, but also in Kentucky, both sides of the river, 812-294-3595, or the free estimates there as you log in there online at lyonsroofingco.com. Of course, roofing companies got to team up with the insurance companies quite often when there's storm damage, and that's what Michael Long had to do for our family, American Family Insurance, and proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer service. You can get a quote here anytime you want. Give them a call, 812-578-3072. I highly recommend. Here in Indiana, got products in Kentucky as well. Tell him Ben sent you to here, amfam.com, and just search Michael Long, or just call 812-578-3072. libspaving.com, top asphalt contractor around. Go to careers, and that is where you're going to find opportunities. It might not be for you. Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's for your family member. Check it out. There are right here many, many opportunities for you to get that paycheck to advance your career. And you can advance your career here as well at ivytech.edu, the Sellersburg location. So you just go to locations, head to Sellersburg. They've actually got a big day out there today. They've got a new program. It is the Ivy Tech joining up with the United States Army and the Indiana National Guard. And it's the ETC program, Enlisted Training Corps. And so Dr. Marty Polio, you know that name from JCPS, who's now the president of Ivy Tech Community College throughout Indiana. There's a signing in ceremony to begin this program, 2:30 p.m. on the Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus, Ogle Hall, Community Room 181. Lieutenant General Johnny Davis from the U.S. Army, Commanding General of the United States Army Recruiting Command, Brigadier General Larry Munich from the Indiana National Guard is going to be out there. And here's a little bit more about the nation's first enlisted training corps out of the Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus.
Becoming a community hub. But let's talk about the enlisted training corps program, the nation's first program. Can you tell us a little bit of what's happening with this, why it's getting started, and what to expect?
Well, it's partnered with Ivy Tech because Ivy Tech is such an awesome school to prepare students for a career. Okay, when we also realized that a lot of those students might want a career in the military, as it also relates to public service. So it's kind of preparing a student that wants a career in public service to merge that with the military, or vice versa.
Okay.
Or use their military career to merge that with public service.
So this is a partnership with the U.S. Army and the Indiana National Guard. And so what do students need to do to get plugged into this program?
So the ETC course, the Enlistment Training Corps, is the second part of fall.
Okay.
The course I'm teaching is an IVT course, which is a student success course, and that is the first part. The second 4 weeks of the first 8 weeks, I know that sounds confusing, of fall. It is a free course, and it prepares the student for, gives them skills and core values and whatnot to succeed in the college. But being that it is geared toward public service, we're going to gear all those values toward that profession as well.
So what, if they're interested in military service, what kind of training are they going to get?
They're going to get a lot of, so I'm not teaching that part of it. So the Army's actually bringing their own instructors in for the ETC, which is awesome. But their basic curriculum is basically what to expect in basic training, military history, ethics, and what skills they're going to need to succeed while they're.
So kind of model up ROTC.
It is kind of model like an ROTC.
Yes. Then for post-secondary education. So, so students interested in military, if you've got family or friends, child, grandchild, again, you can learn on ivytech.edu online about all the different dozens of programs that you guys have offered here.
All right, there you go. A lot happening here in our area, and a reminder as well, if you ever want to, again, partner up with us, if you have a weather question or whatever you want to talk about, email me, ben@extolmag.com. A reminder, this is your show. If you want to see some different maps on here, if you have a weather question about if you're going on vacation or whatever it might be, we can dig into that data, ben@extolmag.com. If you have a business or you know somebody with a business or organization, you want to see their logos on our content, our forecast maps, we can make that happen. We've got a lot of advertising and marketing solutions right here. We've been averaging well over 1 million views per month for months and months now. So we can be your Southern Indiana and beyond a megaphone. So you can just contact me at ben@extolmag.com. Would love to partner up with you guys. Here is a look at extolmag.com/weather. Lots of weather resources here. As always, there's your interactive radar, which is quiet now, but a lot of us hoping for those pop-up showers and thunderstorms later on today. That's going to wrap it up here. And we've got Laura saying, going to get my flowers watered here soon after Extol weather. All right, we'll let you do that, Laura. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to end it here with our last comment from Vicky Berger. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk more about our storm chances Wednesday on our August 13th. We're going to look at a heat wave after that. We're going to look at relief, I hope, not this weekend, the following weekend. So we'll still have, as you know, plenty to talk about right here on Ben at 10. Have a good one. We'll see you later.